Wait. Can you like flush the toilet? Oh. Ah. See, I know there was like one that I missed. Soggy meat. See, I knew there was one that I missed. Me with the pregnant belly or any reference to my content creation. On GitHub I do, because it was personal and that sort of stuff. And he is like, people are like, if I put myself up with a belly there, you know, people are gonna have an opinion about it, and that opinion might not be the reason you get hired. And I'd be like, yeah, that might be the thing, but, you know. You know, that might be the thing, but, oh, it's going in the north. No signal. Guys, where did you came from? For fuck's sake. Oh. Yeah, and then they would just say, welcome to a new 3 Scary Games. First of all, it's been a long day and I have to get up early tomorrow, and recording already has been going as planned, so I have to do this quicker than I want to, and that sort of stuff, probably. So yeah, welcome to a new 3 Scary Games, and because of my long day with a lot of, you know, checkups, being busy, and that sort of stuff, there won't be a belly cam for this thing, because my belly expanded, I had a checkup, and I'm pregnant with twins, but I will get to that in the video. I was originally planning to do Gacha.exe. I think it's a great game, but I didn't get the voice recognition to work properly. And you know, that might be my accent, as in my Dutch accent and that sort of stuff. But yeah, so instead of being a 30-minute frustration game maybe, or even longer, I thought I'm gonna do a different game, and that happened out to be Feed the Guest. You move a new house, but something waits in the basement. So yeah. And yeah, as I said, I had a long day. I'm pregnant with twins again, so they're definitely twins. And for what it looks like, it is like, well, it looks like to be 2 little girls. Do not open the door, not speak to it, do not listen to it. Huh. And that sort of stuff. So there are 2 little girls and 24 weeks. So I will be back next week with a big belly cam. And thing and that sort of stuff. So yeah. But I have tomorrow have like volunteer work, and I'll go to my mother. I should not visit the guest. At least, you know, get me a jump scare or something. Thing. So yeah, I have been like the past 25 minutes being like, you know, yelling into the mic like, you know, it was a gotcha game. So it was a good game in my opinion. The atmosphere was there, and I think gotchas, you know, those things where you were like, you know, that you see like a line of a traffic light going into one other square, but like, is that counting? Is that counting? Is that counting? And that sort of stuff. But then with the voice recognition, but I couldn't get the voice recognition to work, and eventually after 50 minutes I know how to like at least identify, you know, at least identify how to properly, you know, at least I had to identify properly thing, and it was going well, but like, it's just like so thing, and it became like a little bit frustrated, and I don't think that will be proper content. So okay, I'm not gonna feed him. You didn't feed the guest. Yeah, so. But it was hungry, so now it ate me. It ate the pregnant gender girl. So now I'm the way getting eaten instead of people eating. Well, I love Ilya people. No, this is the one thing. Like, as I said, like, I talked to it, like, for example, Kitsun today. And, how have I said, like, I'm a pregnant gender girl now? What happens if I stay for here forever? A thing. And we had like a little talk about, how my pregnant neo gender is going, how I'm feeling, and that sort of stuff. And, how I'm like busy with like altering art and that sort of stuff. And, well, we're talking about the idea, like, after my pregnancy, how can you explain that you're like still looking pregnant? And I was like, people already think I'm pregnant, but Kitson had a point. Like, can I just press F11? Yeah. Like, how would I, like, if like, after this pregnancy, yeah? Like, after this pregnancy, how would I explain to people that I still have a big belly and that sort of stuff, still look pregnant, even if it's because of my neo-gender? And, I could always say that I'm perma-pregnant at this point. That's the reason I have a belly and that sort of stuff. But I can also say that I've eaten somebody. And because I've eaten somebody that, like, that they are stuck in my belly and that they want to be a permanent resident, hence my pregnant belly. But I don't know yet. Like, I don't think that far. As I said, I'm pregnant. I'm like 6 months pregnant, so I still have some time to go. I'm really gonna give it my soul. I don't have a soul. And thing, but like, yeah, what would be the better explanation? Like, to explain the reason I could get pregnant, I make myself the goddess of reproduction and the goddess of fertility. And that sort of stuff. I know you go to the main queue. I know you go to the main queue. And what we also could do. Huh. Thing. So yeah, like, what thing? So like, as goddess of reproduction, as goddess of fertility, how do I, you know, explain the fact that I'm the goddess of reproduction, goddess of fertility. I eat people. I get pregnant on like a regular basis. So wouldn't it be far fetched to say I'm perma pregnant? But that's the thing. Like, I'm still where I get that, like, Gitsun has a point. Like, how would you, like, Gitsun has a point. Because, I would explain it, but I think that, like, all falls in place. Like, as I said, I'm, like, really happy now in the way I'm living. Because I've really learned how to, well, deal with of my neo-gender and how to deal with the negativity that comes with it. But I'm also finally feeling like, you know, that I am who I am. That I finally am who I want to be. If you get me. But the thing is still, like, for example, like, getting a job is going to be a big problem. Because, like, getting a job is a big problem. Because, like, for example, my GitHub, it's just a personal private GitHub at this point. And I'm not sharing it that well. But, like, my job coach, or my software coach, you know, my software coach has been like, Elise, what you have there is like not really like business friendly. And they meant business friendly as in, if I put this up to like, job hunt, they can have, their an opinion about it, and the opinion might not be, the reason. The reason that you get hired. And I'd be like, yeah, because I had Tuesday conversation with my job coach from the government and my software coach and that sort of stuff. Day 5. You may not even stay safe and calm. Thing. And that sort of stuff. And he thinks, like my software coach thinks it's not fitable. And he was like, can I show your GitHub profile to your job coach? And I was like sitting there like, no. Why did you even ask? If I'm waiting here long enough, does he like open the door? Because how do you get like no talk? Because if I enter it, you don't get like the third ending. Right? How do you get the other 3 endings then? Thing. And that sort of stuff. And I was like, no. Because that's not part of the conversation that's about to happen, because it's like an evaluation conversation and that sort of stuff. And think if somebody is gonna show, my pregnant gender towards my job coach from the government, it's gonna be me, It's gonna be me. I think. And he thinks that, like, I still have an issue with getting the job, as in, like, finding myself in a professional manner. And that sort of stuff, in sense of, like, in the way how I saw myself, because, if I, like, for example, this is only, like, my GitHub, like, on my curriculum vitae and my LinkedIn, I don't have me with a pregnant belly or any reference to my content creation. On GitHub, I do, because it was personal and that sort of stuff. And he is like, people are, like, if I put myself up with a belly there, people are gonna have an opinion about it, and that opinion might not be the reason you get hired. And I'd be like, yeah, that might be the thing, but, that might be the thing, but, like, the thing is, like, I also have on my personal Instagram a picture of me with a belly. Also on my Twitter. Like, if people would find my Twitter or Instagram, but because, like, let's say that people look myself up, or my name, my full name, as in, like, a company does that, and thing, then, wouldn't that kick us the same problem? And I told them, like, many, many times, and I think, like, I think I don't understand exactly what he wants. But I've told them multiple times, yeah, if I remove the belly, then people are gonna look weirdly up that I have tits and a beard, for example, as transgender girl. And that sort of stuff. And I think afterwards it's gonna be that people think I'm weird, but, like, because the fact, like, if I even would, like, shave properly, and that sort of stuff, if I will remove my beard and that sort of stuff, then people are gonna think once I'm there that my voice and thing don't fit. People are gonna always opinion, but if I remove my picture, my profile picture from GitHub, what am I gonna do if people find it on Instagram? Remove it there too. And the thing is, which I think caused me to, like, be really, really sad that Tuesday, and misunderstood what my job coach maybe meant and my software coach and that sort of stuff, comparison to what I think, is that, the thing is, I finally am coming out with my true identity. Yeah, as I said, of the content was something I don't talk that much about, and that sort of stuff to others. If you knew, you knew, and if you don't knew, I wouldn't really be like, hey, I do content creation. I'm a pregnant Vtuber, and but like, when I'm now finally coming, like, slowly learning to come out of who I am to be, out of my shell, I felt like, that when I finally learn who I am, I don't know how they get the other ending. That sort of stuff to lose up. But like, you finally learn that, like, finally coming out who I am, to only be, actually pushed back into, like, a box again. You know how this, like, hold on. You know this meme? You know this meme? Oh, it opened up. You know this meme? Yeah, this is how I felt on Tuesday. And I probably don't mean that, like I said, because I had a talk with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend gets me that it's rough, the job market is rough, and the sense of, like, you have to sell yourself, and if it causes, like, a confusion in, like, why do you have a big belly there, and you wouldn't hire you because of who you are. But eventually, I let it down. I talked with my girlfriend, as I said, and yeah, I still feel sad, but my girlfriend made me feel better. And in the evening, I know it sounds weird, but my friend, like one of my best friends, has been doing it since he had a breakup. And he's been talking to ChatGPT, for example, and he's like, that AI does give a really good, psychology help. And like with someone's an interest in psychology myself, I was like, okay, let's go talk to ChatGPT and let's see how they think I sound. And eventually, what I think I realized is like, I shouldn't stand for myself who I am, but I think like I shouldn't be like let my identity be the primary vocal point, and that sort of stuff. For example, like for now, went back before that day, like my GitHub was really about like identity first. When you get on my GitHub page, my identity was first, and then my work. And I was like, I'm gonna keep that like my profile picture with me with a belly because that's who I am. But that focus on that identity, I think, is have to shift. That my tech skills are first, so that if somebody would walk my GitHub, that they be like check check check, and don't see us like as first thing. Oh, this girl works in JavaScript. This girl does this, instead of like Preggo 10 skill content creator. They'd be like, huh, and that sort of stuff. And when I was talking to ChatGPT, because I was like, hey, I noticed this and this, ChatGPT was also like, hey, I noticed that you say like you feel like it's black or white, but you don't have to hide your identity, even if it's a neo-gender identity. You can show it, and you have to ask yourself the question, Elise. If people like, that's the thing that I've always been like thinking, also with my transgender picture and that sort of stuff. If people would like not hire you because of one profile picture, for example, or just about that picture that you have. It's not even a nude one. Just me sitting in a chair with my belly, with my hands below my belly, and that sort of stuff. If people want to hire you, is that a company to work at? Like, that's the speculation. If I was the perfect candidate, and you would see me sitting with a big belly, in a profile picture, and you wouldn't hire me because of that, is that the company for me to work at? And I was sitting there like, you actually have a point, ChatGPT. And so with a bit of help from ChatGPT, I redesigned my GitHub page so that my skills are first and then me, so that, like as I said, that instead of seeing, Preggo trans girl content creator, for example, you see like, junior software developer, enthusiast, authentic, and that sort of stuff. So, but ChatGPT can, like, I don't say you should do it, like, and do it all the time, but ChatGPT can give good advice sometimes. And as somebody who has an interest in psychology but is not a licensed psychologist and that sort of stuff, it's maybe sometimes too good to do. And even, even if it's not like, that you like get professional help, but just sometimes to like clear your mind. Because what for me helped there is seeing how I talked and how I thought, and then realizing I don't have to hide my identity. It's not as black as white as I think, But yeah, besides that, this game, like, it's fun, but I feel like they could have been waiting on more. It's the thing, like, why do you have to leave for the guest defeat? Because that's the thing that, like, that's the thing that I was, like, a bit confused about in this game. You had the 3 rules. Don't enter, don't enter its room, don't leave the guest without eating, and don't listen to it. But how do you don't listen to it? And this is where my confusion comes in the endings, because I thought, leaving without eating is considered an ending, or feeding it is an ending, entering this room is an ending, and you have the normal ending. But you don't get an ending on the one of the three, which would mean there will be two other endings. But like something simple as like maybe not directly on the first night, but like maybe on the second night, you like you see its hand grabbing the food and thing, and then on the third night it comes out and eats, and you're just standing there, be like, yeah. But I guess I have something missing and that sort of stuff. But yeah, if you want to play for yourself, links at the top of the video description down below. And with that, this Preggo is gonna say, let's see you all. May I see you all in game number 2. Welcome to... Why is my phone ringing? Thing. Why is my phone ringing? I don't know. Welcome to a Vigil in the Mist. And the Vigil in the Mist is a simple horror game. That watchtower there, that's where we're gonna survive. And I don't know anything further. The game headed to a very old taiga forest as part of my research project for my biology PG. I read a blog post recently and very few people have explored the forest, which means there could be rare or undocumented species here. As I'm moving through, I've stated that no unusual trend there are no animals here. This doesn't make any sense. I've heard something in the trees. I think it's a bear. I camped in the forest tonight. I'm afraid I'll be vulnerable. These trees don't have strong enough branches to climb up. I'm gonna keep moving and be vigilant if I find somewhere safe to sleep tonight. Large hard tower, it's old, but it could be a safer place to sleep at night. It'll also allow me to do some bird watching. The ladder to the watchtower is broken and there's no way down. I'm stuck. I'm going to have to call for help. I have to see what's up here that can aid me. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like that game, Call Out for Help, that was like a hike. Is this the same level? How do I place something down? Ah, I have to keep the power on. Ah, but that reminds me of like the Call Out for Help mini game. I'm getting tired, so I should go to bed. Thing. But yeah, I've been 6 months pregnant now, and like as I said, I'm surprised because like my first pregnancy was like a single, my second pregnancy was twins, my third pregnancy was single, and now it's like, how do I? Yay! I was just sleeping. God fucking idiot. Now is anyone there? We can see you in the watchtower from our observatory. What the hell are you doing in the forest? There's supposed to be anyone around to get out immediately. Ladder broker, are you kidding? Alright, listen to me now. There's something very dangerous in the forest. I'm going to rescue team for you, but it'll take a few days to arrive. You're gonna have to stick it up there for the meantime. But there should be some things left behind, including the power source that should provide you with some light. When you decide to sleep, do it with one eye open. I can actually tell what the forest, but if you're lucky, you won't come across it. Can I just like not like break the trap? Oh, it's going in the north. No signal. Guys, where did you came from? For fuck's sake. Oh. Yeah. This game is legit not scary because, like, the atmosphere is there, but it's like not scary. It's just like, where's it coming from? Is it below the tower? Hi. Okay, you're away. I hate this game already. He's coming. Oh, he's coming to the. Get away, you bitch! I love the idea that you have to be awake and sleepy. Where's he coming from? I can't trust this. I guess no power anymore. I'm like so focused on this. Let's come at the side of the tower, right? Oh, he's getting away. He's coming back. Hi. No! Fuck! Oh, this is so rough. This is hard. Because if you miss, like, you miss. That sort of stuff. And there's, like, no checkpoint. This is, like, so rough. But I love this. You know, since I don't have a lot of time anymore, I'm leaving it at this. Because, as I see it, like, it took me 10 minutes to get here. But I love this. Because I have not been talking that much during this game. And I'm actually thinking of leaving it the rest up to you. But if you want to see me play through fully, I will do a separate video. Just leave me know in the comments down below. Because as I said, I don't have a lot of time and I still have to edit this video too. But I think this is the same as, like, layered as that, like, thing. But the thing is, you have to, like, manage multiple things. You have to, like, manage your sleep. You have to manage the power. And you know what I love about this? About this power sequence? It is not that you can just crank here, you know, and sit here in the corner and just wait for it to come. No, you have to sleep and the thing. But from time to time, you also have to, like, you know, check this out. And be like, you know, I have to put it here. And that sort of stuff. And that's what I like so much about this. It keeps you focused. It keeps you on edge and that sort of stuff. And yeah, I love this. I love this. So if you want to play it for yourself, link is at the top of the video description down below. But let's head out to our final game of today's episode. I guess the game doesn't want to like take, but welcome to Hemhole. I probably should give like a gore thing, I think, at max. And that sort of stuff. Let me, you know, double check this. Don't guess I can even be all. Wanneer één jaar je van de tuck in a forgotten corner, somewhere should have been. Your mind will really imagine what mysteries could be. And if it worked all, dirty disc, demo disc, go check off all secrets. With a single tape you the rift slides over, you soon find out. So I might should give a gore thing, but I don't know. But welcome to our final game of today's episode. And as I said, like, yeah, I've been talking about the identity. Yeah, here. Content warning. Okay. I'm gonna forget this in 2 seconds. Just watch a couch per game. Okay, look, this is already great. This is already great. As I said, like, I've been like a busy week with like, as I told in game number 1 about my identity coach. It's an interesting start. And of course, my pregnancy and, you know, doing that checkup as like, you know that like, I forgot how it's called. You know, that ultrasound gel on your belly that they say like, oh, you know, your ultrasound, like there are 2 twins in there, Elise. It's official. And things. So it's been a long week, a rough week. No, this is not the game lagging, by the way. This is the extra frame rate of.
Welcome to the program. We would like to thank you for involuntarily volunteering, committing yourself completely to solving the biggest obstacle currently facing humanity is no small feat. Everyone back home applauds you. Hold for applause. If we work together, I know we can solve this crisis. The room you are currently in is outfitted with a designated meat and hole receptacle. It is your job to correctly identify and create the associated appearance to the meat. Good luck. We are all rooting for your triumphant success.
Okay. Get away with me. I was not listening, by the way. Was I'm doing right? Hit me. Sorry, I just threw away the meat. I also was not listening to anything of the program say. Can I have another piece of meat? Oh. Oh. I love the physics in this game. Am I doing it correct? No. Okay, so it's not gassy meat. Ah. Cooked meat. Loads on meat. Is it loads on meat? Sandy meat. Oh! There are 5 secrets. It's not sandy meat. It's not gassy meat. It's not electricity meat. What if I... So sandy meat cannot. But every of these. So it's not sandy meat? It's not gassy meat? What if I... Or does it then become like... All these things turn everything for me into gas. So if I turn it into gas, then into smoldering, then I have the back glass meat. What the fuck do you want then? Is that loads of meat? If I do gassy meat and then... Because I can't like really... Gas meat doesn't go in the sand. That is stupid. becomes lodestone. That becomes lodestone meat. 17 I guess doesn't work. But this is not meat. Huh? Where did the cow go? The cockroaches also screw everything up. That doesn't work. Do I need to like... Wait. Meat. Electrified meat. Charged meat. Smoldering meat. Look how many meats I've created. Like, see... Nah. And they ruined it because they made it into glass. What happened? Huh? What? It's still a horse, right? Yeah. Why is that thing on fire now? What if I drop glass into here? Or throw it against that? Doesn't work either. I have no clue what it is. You know, the answer must be somewhere around here. Because I don't think suddenly meat can be... Or electrified, right? No, I guess you get, like... Lodestone. And disappeared. Did I have like loads of meat already? Maybe I need to hit it with like smoldering thing. Sure, there's some properties. It's not loads of meat, right? I've been an idiot. Where's my charge? Oh, I did turn into the load zone. I think this one is bugged. Or this might be the end of the demo. I've been like... You know, I've been sitting here for 30 minutes, be like, you know, what is the correct one? Because if this is the end of the demo, they will say that, right? There should will be more than 2. I think that would be... They'd be doing more than 2, right? I think. You know, let me check something. Well, let us check something. Yeah, let us check something. They get to the video. They're also stuck on the horse or not? No, they have something different every chicken. What did they do for the horse then? Oh, they did something with the toilet. Okay, they did something with the toilet. Wait. Can you like flush the toilet? Oh. Ah. See, I knew there was like one that I missed. Soggy meat. See, I knew there was one that I missed. Cooked meat. Sunny meat. The muddy meat. The glass meat? Wait, charge meat. What does this mean? This is picking an oil. Oh, does the background give hints? A fish. That must be soggy meat that I had already here. Or muddy meat. Nope. Is it then... Can this... Cooked meat? What's on that glass meat? Can you stop like throwing everything around? That have been used. The muddy meat I've used. Soggy meat. Cooked meat. I have used this, right? The lodestone meat. Glass meat I've used. Sandy meat I've used. Gassy meat? Cooked meat I've also used. Is it just regular meat? Okay, there's cooked meat. There's muddy meat, we've already tried that. Bounty meat. Okay. Meat. Gassy meat. Bounty meat. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Sandy meat. Into muddy meat. Doesn't do anything. Gassy thing doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. This creates a lodestone meat. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Gas meat. Is this because somebody else... What did I use? Was it the glass meat? No, I did use the glass meat. Huh? I used the bounty meat. I used the soggy meat. Sandy meat. Oh, now it's the sandy meat apparently. Oh, it's that. Can you stop taking me everywhere? I'm making a mess out of everything. Is that me? Is that bounty meat? I had bounty meat. Where is the bounty meat? Cooked meat? Since it's in the fire. Why do I get... Wait, I'm not on Steam even. I was just wanted to say, I got pranked. I got like a Steam message for Oink. Is it just meat? How did I get bounty meat? Muddy meat? Is it gas meat? Smoldering meat must be, right? Yeah. Was that it? Oh well.
Thank you for another successful day of meat identification and reaction processing. Your work is very important, and you should take pride in knowing that your family loves you and is, for the moment, safe from harm, as outlined in Amendment 2.
I wanted to... Unauthorized copyrighted influence of information prohibited will be punished under full extent of laws as per the Meat Exclusion Act of 1983. I still find it funny that I got like a Steam notification. My first reaction is like, you know, shift tab. What is happening here? Is this like a big outbreak? I love this silly game. It's like silly, but I think they like should be like a little bit more guideful. You know, it's like this type of meat or this type of meat and that sort of stuff. I know it's a demo, but still, because like I still got like this could have been a 10-minute game, but I still got it for 25 minutes because I didn't know what to do. Thing. So like a little guide, like you should try making this meat, or you should try making this meat, or you should try making this meat, you know, because now it felt like, you know, I've been boiling down, you know, on like trial and error, you know. Did I use this meat? 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 Not like thing. And it doesn't have to be subtle as telling what the meat to craft, but like make a hit in the background, because I'm pretty sure by the fish that I used the one that was correct, but apparently it was, and that sort of stuff. So, yeah. I know this was longer than the other one, sorry. I thought this would be shorter, but... So I'm gonna keep it short and that sort of stuff. I'm Elise, a pregnant, gendered, Vtuber, trans girl on the internet. If you like what you saw, I primarily do focus on Project Diva and horror content on my channel. If you want to see some more horror content playlists, make sure to check the icon there on the top right. If you want to see some other 3 scary games, make sure to check the outro playlist left. Because if you don't know, on Friday, it's a horror Friday, with in the morning usually being a random horror game, and in the evening the 3 scary games. And when this should go live, that should be I'm Observation Duty 2. And that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in I'm Observation Duty 2 and I'm Observation Duty 3, make sure to stick around the upcoming weeks for more horror content and that sort of stuff. If you want to see me play a specific horror game and that sort of stuff, make sure to leave a comment down below. And if the horror games that I've played today will be at the top of the video description down below, in case you want to play them yourself or you want to check out a set developer. And that sort of stuff. If you want to support me, you can always subscribe, ring the notification bell. Want to stay up to date? Discord in the link tree at the bottom of the video description is your best way to do. I'm the most active there. I'll talk the most there. You get the best updates there. But otherwise, you can ring the notification bell, like and subscribe, and that sort of stuff. But with that, this pregnant Vtuber is going to say, have a wonderful time, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in a new 30 scary games next week. Until then, bye. Bye.